everyone, and welcome back to Fleet Fatale, an online speedrunning event organized by Games Done Quick's all-women speedrunning community, Frame Fatale. It's been happening all week from 4 p.m. until midnight every day Eastern Time. Hope you all have been enjoying it so far. I know I have. It's been awesome to watch and to be a part of. Now, Fleet Fatale is benefiting Malala Fund this week. So if that's something new for you to hear about, then I am joined here by the lovely Kanika Mannan. Wait, Mannan. Oh my gosh, I'm so butchering your last name. Okay. Who is the Corporate and Foundation Relations Officer with Malala Fund. How are you today, Kanika?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course, yes. Lovely to meet you and to speak with you. We've already been talking for a few minutes, and she's been great. So I wanted to start with your position of Corporate and Foundation Relations Officer.
Mhm.
Can you tell me a little bit about like what that means and what goes into that?
Yeah, sure. My title is Corporate and Foundation Relations Officer. I work on the development team, which is a fancy word for fundraising, because we really can't do the work we do without support of partners like all of you. And so, what my responsibility is managing the relationships with our corporate and foundation partners. We have supporters ranging from students holding bake sales in their schools and donating the proceeds to Malala Fund, all the way up to bigger companies that we all know well. So I sort of manage those relationships with the bigger corporate and foundation partners. Keep them updated on what their support has helped enabled us to do around the world, and find fun new ways to engage with them year after year.
That's very cool. So, do you have any interesting examples of some of the fundraising that you've done outside of, the bake sales and things like that? Like any stories that come to mind?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of girls who are really feel a close connection to Malala Fund. We have girls who are very young and doing a chess tournament to raise funds for us, or
Oh,
selling their artwork to raise funds for us. And it shows that everybody can make such a big difference, and any amount of support that we receive is so meaningful and so important for us. So I can think of a lot more examples, but those are two that come top of mind.
yeah, for sure. I feel like working with a group of people who play games very fast is not like the first thing you would have thought of as a fund of like a support system that would be raising money for you. But I
Yeah,
know
but
that,
it's super cool. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
have to admit that this is all very new to me. But when I learned about it, I was like, how fun and how cool. So I'm so excited to be a part of it.
That's great. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. When you're saying things about like the things that girls would do, getting involved, all of that stuff, like what kind of got you involved in Malala Fund?
Yeah, sure. So I have worked in development for about 6 years now. I've always sort of felt a personal connection to girls' education. And of course, we all know Malala's story and we're all inspired by
Right.
it. Um, my family actually immigrated here from India. And so I used to travel back to India all the time as a kid. And so I was kind of exposed to the inequities between girls and boys from a very young age. And so I kind of realized, with every visit, I was a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and slowly started to realize, like, wow, I was so lucky to have been born into the circumstances that I was born into.
Um,
Education was never even a question for me. And I also realized that, it was just sheer luck that I was born into that. So I always knew that I kind of wanted to, use the privilege that I've had in my life for good, and help, people around the world who weren't as lucky as me to be born into these circumstances. And so I've always, had a passion for girls' education. Girls' education is the key, like building a better world. I saw an opening at Malala Fund just earlier this year. I just joined actually about 7 months ago. And as soon as I saw it, I just jumped on it, and I just thought this would be such an incredible organization to work for. I would love to, be a little cog in that wheel.
yeah.
It ended up working out, and I've been here since April now, and it's been wonderful.
That's awesome. What would you say is your favorite aspect of being involved with Malala Fund? I know
Um,
it's hard to choose, I'm sure.
Honestly, it's things like this. I've worked at other organizations in the past, and it's very traditional development work, and this is all very new to me. Like being part of something like Games Done Quick, I've just never been exposed to things like this. So I feel like I'm constantly getting these new experiences in this role. And there's always something fun and exciting going on.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, so did you grow up being a gamer at all, or is this just so new for
Um,
you?
I don't know if I can consider myself a gamer. I definitely grew up playing video games. I loved Mario Kart. I loved Tetris. I still have my Game Boy from when I was a kid. This is like early 90s, like old school Game Boy. And
Yes.
it just has
Same.
Kirby, the
Yes.
Kirby game stuck in it. I can't even take it out. But the Game Boy still works. So like I still play that every now and then. I would not even try and like play against any of you in anything, but I definitely enjoy playing video games. But yeah, it's more the old school games for me. And
Hey, that's
I loved.
awesome.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I was gonna like I would still consider you a gamer. You definitely have
Great, I'm a gamer
experience.
then.
This would be the time when you could say, you know what, I loved Kirby as a kid, and now I can just play the same game, but just play it faster. And that's basically what
Exactly.
speedrunning is. That's kind of how it's formed. And people are like, I don't know how to get into it, but really all it is taking a game and you just try to play it fast, and then you continue to try to find more ways. Like you just keep trying again. Like it's practice and exploration, and then you see if there's a
Mhm.
community that is formed around this game, and usually there is, and they have tools and things that are available that like will help you just learn more. So it's just really interesting how people think it's like this really difficult thing to get into, and it's really not.
Mhm.
So you always could. But anyways,
It's never too late.
yes, I mean, speedrunning is just really fascinating in general, but I would like to hear a bit more about Malala Fund. So let's
Mhm.
get back to some of that now. I've been hearing assembly stories this week. I'm making it more of a point to ask specifically about them because I find them super interesting. And I would love to hear like one or two of your favorite assembly stories.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Assembly is our for anybody who doesn't know,
Yes.
Assembly is our online platform for girls by girls. It's basically an online application where a girl can really just write about anything, write about their experiences, write about their goals, their challenges. They've written about their experiences under COVID-19 in their communities. Um, it's hard to pick one article that's your favorite because there's just
Yeah.
so much incredible content in there. But something that comes to mind, this was a few weeks ago, I think. There was an article by I think it was a 16-year-old Chinese American girl, and she just wrote about her experience kind of having this dual culture growing up in the US, but coming from, her family was from China originally. She just kind of talked about that. And I felt a connection to that because, like I mentioned, my family came here from India. So I
Right.
also grew up with this like dual culture. And, it can be very conflicting at times, especially when you're younger and trying to figure out who you are. And so that really resonated with me. But there's so much incredible content in Assembly. We had recently, it was called the Game Changers, which highlighted girl athletes around the world who are sort of breaking barriers by playing these sports that are usually non-traditional sports for girls. So
Mhm.
a skateboarder in Afghanistan or a golfer in Nigeria. And it's just a great publication. Just read about the experience of these girls around the world.
That's really amazing. I love hearing more about. Again, it kind of reminds me of the racing story that I heard, like hearing about athletes and all of
Hmm.
that. I love it. I love it. So, I mean, it just makes me interested in wanting to get more involved in the assembly and read up. So, everyone, make sure that you at home, if you're interested in reading in some of these amazing stories about women, go to it's assembly.malalafund.org. Don't forget assembly.malalafund.org. Or you can just go to malalafund.org if you want to learn more about the fund. Um, and then I guess I think it's also good to mention all of the things that you've been doing as a result of COVID this year. Is there anything
Hmm.
about that you'd like to mention, like some of the extra efforts that have been put in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so COVID was kind of an unexpected challenge for everyone around the world. Definitely girls' education was something that is really deeply affected by COVID-19. There's 130 million girls out of school today, and
Mhm.
Malala Fund released some research earlier this year that found that if girls' education isn't considered a priority when we're building back after COVID, we could see 20 million more girls out of school after this prolonged period of school closures. So that's certainly been a huge priority for us this year. We work through a network of education champions, is what we call them. They're local education activists and leaders who are tackling some challenge related to girls' education in their communities. And because we had this established network of education champions, they were able to really quickly pivot their work and respond to these challenges that COVID-19 brought up. So we've been working closely with these champions to implement different programs to make sure that girls can continue learning even though schools are closed. So, for example, we have a champion in Nigeria named Kiki. Her organization put together what they call ACE Radio School, and this
Right.
basically broadcasts educational programs across northern Nigeria where people don't have access to technology like we have here in the Western world. So girls could tune into the radio and learn math, learn science. So it was just this really innovative way to make sure that girls can continue learning during COVID-19. So that's definitely been a priority for us. So we're working really closely with our champions, understanding what are the challenges, the unique challenges that they're facing in their communities, and how can we support them to tackle those challenges.
Yeah, which is really amazing. So thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing and all of the things that you're doing to help women in education. We all really appreciate it and we're so happy to support it. Also, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today, Kanika. So thank you so much again for being here and talking with me. And next up, everybody, we have Mega Man 8 coming up with or being ran by Kiwam. Oh, yeah, I was saying this yesterday. I was like so messy up. KiwamiZX. Very excited for that. But first, just want to say a thank you once again to Kanika for speaking with me.
Thank you so much for having me. I had such a great time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's really been great. And before we get into the run, I'm going to let you all hear about some lovely prizes with our lovely prize man sent.
We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fleet Fatale's 2020 Online. My name is Sent, and with a new day of amazing speedruns comes a new day of amazing prizes that you can all donate for. Now, there are a ton of great prizes today, and I'm going to have to bounce around a little bit to make sure I can talk about all of them. But the long and short of it is a $25 donation will get you entered into all of the unique prizes I'm about to talk about, as well as get you a quarter of the way towards an entry into the grand prize, a super cool synthetic alexandrite cut into the shape of a Triforce, sent to us, of course, by Ryan56K. Now, without further ado, let's talk about some of those prizes. So first up, we have this box of Super Mario cereal. Now, there is no cereal. As you can see, the box is unfortunately completely empty. The cereal expired a couple of years ago, but the box itself happens to actually be a special limited edition amiibo for use with Super Mario Odyssey. NES Jumpman, a super cool supporter of the stream, for many years, sent us a bunch of these boxes years ago and said, hey, Sent, here's something to use as prizes. And I suspect that one day they'll start to become collectible. And you know what? They kind of have. So it's a $5 minimum donation. You could win a special amiibo for use with Super Mario Odyssey. Now, from our good friends over at Studio Pen, we have this absolutely beautiful Mario print in Studio Pen's traditional watercolor style. It's a Mario in Vanilla Dome. I believe this is Vanilla Dome 1, heading right for the goal, launching out of the cannon pipe. You got a bunch of Koopas over here lined up in front of the goal. Super cool print. Also, I believe only a $5 minimum donation, so make sure to get those donations in any time today. Now, from Wolf and Shadow, we have this absolutely adorable Bonk the Caveman plushie. What more could you want? It's Bonk the Caveman in pocket size. I love him. He's adorable. I believe he's a $10 minimum donation anytime today. Make sure to get those donations in, and thank you so much, Wolf Shadow, for sending him to us. Put that down real quick. Now, here's actually a first. I personally donated a prize to the event. I have a copy here of Toho 12.5 Double Spoiler. I actually bought this off of a friend years and years ago who imports a lot of games from Japan, and it's sat on a shelf in its packaging this entire time, and I figured, you know what? This is the first time I think we've ever had a Toho run in a GDQ event. I think this would make a great prize. So it is a still sealed in shrink wrap copy of Double Spoiler. I think this is a $10 minimum donation, so make sure to get those donations in some point today. Now from Puzzle P, we have a couple of absolutely amazing little paintings here. Sorry, I have to get the protective paper off the back of that one. We have one for Sammy Suricat and Lionland. This is a game I had never heard of before looking at the schedule for Fleet Fatales. But let me tell you, it is a game you do not want to miss the speedrun of. It's amazing. I'm not going to say anything more than that. It's amazing. We also have a beautiful one here of Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. Again, both have Puzzle P's signature style of basically high-end art notebook doodles. They look great. Both of these are $10 donations individually. They come separately, but one singular $10 donation is going to get you in the running for both of them. Now, for a $25 minimum donation, we have something a little unique here. We actually have a collection of GDQ shirts from past events. So I believe this is an AGDQ 2019 shirt, as well as... Oh, these are folded up very nicely. I wasn't prepared to unfold them. We have, I believe this is the AGDQ 2018 shirt. We just have so many shirts here. This is, I believe, the 2019 tank top. Nope, it's a shirt. I don't know what apparel is. Don't worry about it. And we're not done yet because we have yet again another AGDQ shirt. All of these shirts, by the way, are available in your choice of size. We have all of the sizes from small to even quadruple extra large. And to top it all off, we have a beautiful AGDQ hoodie that I can't find the front of. This is just perfectly on brand for Cent. I don't know which side is up. It's zipped up, so there we go. But here, we can show the back of it. That's got the logo on it. That's the part you want to see. You get all those shirts and the hoodie in your choice of size for a $25 minimum donation. There we go. That's what's required to enter. Now, I have a couple of small things that I'm going to have to bring up to the camera to get good shots of, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. Now, right here, from our good friend Wolf Shadow, we have a beautiful Mario acrylic charm. Let me just put it in front of the camera here and see if I can't get it into focus. We are doing tech live. That's what we do. There we go. That's beautiful. I should probably get my hands off of it though. But there you go. A beautiful Mario acrylic charm. It's only a $5 minimum donation. It looks super cool. Make a great keychain. I'm a big fan of it. Thank you so much, Wolf Shadow, for sending it out to us. For a $20 minimum donation from Cute Monster Props, we have a pair of Mario-themed coins. First off, we have the Dragon coin from Super Mario World. One side of it represents the Yoshi, as you can see here. And then on the reverse, we have Princess Peach. Absolutely beautiful gold-plated metal coin. Looks super great and really shiny, actually. Not showing up too well on the camera there because it's not directly under the light, but it's got a beautiful luster to it. Additionally, it also comes with a New Donk City style coin, a purple coin from Super Mario Odyssey featuring New Donk City skyline on one side, and of course, Mayor Pauline on the other side there. And that's a $20 minimum donation, and that's going to get you entered into both of the coins. And we cannot talk about prizes without talking about our grand prize. So let me just put up a quick little video you can see in the bottom right of your screen there of the Triforce cut into an alexandrite, synthetic alexandrite cut into the shape of a Triforce. It's super cool. As you can see in the video there, it is a very deep blue purple, but as hopefully I'm going to be able to show off on camera here, under incandescent light, it actually turns very, very red. I got to figure out a way to hold it here so that my hand isn't casting it in shadow. But yeah, there we go. That's showing up way better than it was yesterday. You can see it's got a very red, purplish hue to it. That's under the incandescent lights I have at the studio. Under a natural white light, it turns into that very nice, deep blue piece. It's absolutely beautiful. Huge shout-outs to Ryan56K for sending it to us. It is a $100 minimum donation, but again, that is cumulatively throughout the marathon. So a $25 donation today is going to get you entered into everything I just talked about. $25, tomorrow, $50 the next day, and then, wow, you have an entry into that amazing grand prize. That's going to do it all for me. But as always, remember, you can head over to gamesdonequick.com. If you ever need information, it's all there. Check out the tracker. It's going to tell you all the speed runs that are coming up today. And there are so many good speed runs coming up today that you don't want to miss. It's going to tell you about all the incentives for those speed runs that you can donate for. Because remember, you don't have to specifically donate for the prizes. You can put those donations towards incentives. And it's going to tell you, of course, about all of the amazing prizes you could win by donating. So with that said, let's send it back up to the front as we get ready for that Mega Man 8 run. I'm gonna go find more cereal. Am I sure there's none in here?
All right, thanks so much, Sent. And my name is Misschelseaz, and without further ado, I am going to send it right over to Kiwami for Mega Man 8.
All right. I think we're live now, so hello everyone. I'm Kiwami, and I'm gonna be doing the Mega Man 8 any percent run. So the any percent in this game is pretty much beating the game by only collecting. You only collect the hyper slider in this game. So Mega Man 8 starts kind of like slowly. Like it looks like it has the lowest slide in the franchise, but we're gonna get an upgrade to change this soon. So without further ado, let's start the game. So I'm gonna do a countdown here real quick. Gonna be in 3, 2, 1, go. So there you go. Right now I'm just mashing to skip past the first cutscene in the game, and this is the intro stage. The intro stage is probably the most technical stage in the game because the game very much tests all your skills. Like the game kind of tests you if you know how to charge, how to mash, and everything. So I'm gonna be trying my best to quickly kill all the enemies that I can without stopping my slide. In this game, I'm gonna be trying my best to always skip my slides until the last possible frame, because as you can see in this game, the slide actually has like this small buffer when it ends. So I'm gonna have to be careful with where I'm gonna slide. And now we also got one of the best weapons in this game. This is the Mega Ball. The Mega Ball can be pretty useful for vertical movement because we can do something that's called the Mega Ball jump. Whenever we jump and press the weapon button, we can do an extra jump. Like we can jump mid-air. So that's gonna be very useful because this game has a lot of vertical things. Gonna try to set up for a quick kill here. There you go. So the weakness of this boss is the Mega Ball, and it doesn't have iframes, so we can just do this. Now we have Dr. Wily, and basically the story of this game is that Dr. Wily is free once again, and you know he is up to no good, and he actually found the evil. Some kind of evil power, I believe, that he can put into the robots, and the robots can do stuff. Actually, I'm not really dig too deep into the lore of this game, but it's something similar to that. So now we have Grenade Man. We're gonna be right off the bat. I'm gonna be using a Mega Ball, so I can kill the first enemy, and then I'm gonna be kind of combining charge shots with the Mega Ball here to quickly dash my way into the end of the stage. The reason we are going for Grenade Main first, okay, I ended up messing up this Mega Ball jump. That's really, yeah, that was unfortunate. So what I wanted to do there was a Mega Ball jump to kind of get past the enemies. It wasn't possible. I'm going for a Grenade Main first. We're gonna beat him with only the Buster. The reason we're going to do this is because in this stage we're gonna get the Rush Bike. The Rush Bike is really useful in this game, and this is literally the only Mega Man game that we got to see Rush Bike. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, Rush Bike turns Rush into a bike. Like, I don't really see how much I can explain about it, but the Rush Bike really helps us save a lot of time into some segments earlier on. So going for Grenade Man first is more optimal. Like technically, Tengu Man takes more damage or Buster, but going for Grenade Man turns out to be faster. Now we have this boss. I'm already getting a little bit luck here. The RNG that we want is the one that he throws trash on you, because it stays on the air. If it goes into the ground, we're gonna lose a lot of time. So now we're gonna be using the rush bike that we just acquired. So I'm gonna do 2 Mega Ball jumps here, gonna pause the game, because that's a thing in this game. You can pause while you have weapons on screen. And that's something pretty unique in this game. You can have virtually every single weapon going on the screen at the same time. And this can be used to do a lot of combos later on. So now this is Rush Bike. And Rush Bike is gonna be used in a couple stages to save some time. And we're gonna do another Mega Ball jump, like to prevent the ladders. There's a thing about this game that every Mega Man runner tries to do, is that they try to avoid every single ladders that they can. It's like an internal challenge that we have during the runs. We don't want to touch ladders. It happens sometimes, but idea is not grabbing ladders because it loses time. So now we have Grenade Man. I started using a full charge shot. In this game, one full charge shot deals 3 damage, and a small charge deals 2. So we can just keep alternating between those. That was a really good pattern, actually. Oh, I missed the charge shot, okay. Yeah, I could have killed him earlier. There you go, that's Grenade Man. I'm gonna lose. Also, there's another optimization that you can do is you want to kill the boss close to the middle, because you see this Mega Man walking to grab the energy animation. We want to avoid this during the boss fights because it's slower, but I ended up not having much to do because I missed the charge shot. But there we go, that was Grenade Man. And now we're gonna be, basically we are gonna be following the weakness order of the game. We're gonna be following the weakness order pretty much. Frostman is weak to Flash Bomb, because, you know, Flash Bomb is light and it melts ice. I mean, every single Mega Man game kind of follows this small crazy logic of, like, this boss is gonna be weak to this weapon because it kind of makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, those are just details. So now we have something that this game is notoriously known for, auto-scrollers. So basically this section here, there's not much I can do to speed this up, so this is pretty much an auto-scroller, so it's a really good time to get some donations. If we have any, you can just be read here.
Absolutely, we definitely have some donations. First donation is from Pokemon Lover. $10 donation, but no comment. Thanks so much, Pokemon Lover. Right, the next donation is $200 from Sanjan with comment of smiley face. Smiley face to you too, Sanjan. The next donation we have is from Albie. Says, love from Italy to all the good people out there.
Alright, now we're...
Oh,
okay, sorry. Go on.
you have time for just one more?
Yeah, one more. Sorry.
All right, we have an anonymous $250 donation with no comment. Thanks so much.
Okay, now let's get back to the actual game. The auto-scroller is over. As you guys can see, I ended up getting 2 boats in the auto-scroller. The reason I'm grabbing those boats is that this game has a shop system that we can buy items later on. So I'm grabbing those boats so I can get the Hyper Slider later. The Hyper Slider sees a lot of time because it boosts the speed of our slide. And now we got to see more of those Rush Bike action. You know, gotta love Rush Bike. Rush Bike is one of my favorite Rush transformations in the franchise. As long as, like, with the... what is the name? I think it's Power Adapter in the Mega Man 7. I think it's Power Adapter. Yeah, I like how the how much transformation that Rush can do. Like, it really shows how cool he is. Rush is a really interesting dog. And now after all this platforming action, we have another auto-scroller. This one is a little bit faster though, so I gotta pay a little bit of attention to what's going on screen. Just so I don't mess up. Okay, really close to the end. There we go. One neat thing about the Legacy Collection, which is the version of the game that I'm playing right now, is that they kind of they put the energies in the end of the auto scroller above the snow, so you can get them for free. All right, now we have Frostman. I can save a few frames if I start like doing with a triple charge shot on him, because Flash Bomb deals 3 damage on him. The maximum charge deals 3. So it saves like a couple frames. So I'm gonna try to kill him in the middle. And as you can see, Frostman is the hardest boss in the game. We really gotta be careful to not take damage from him. And there we go. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm really... I haven't played a lot of classic Mega Man games in a while, so I really don't remember too much of the name of the things. I think it's Super Adapter in Mega Man 7. So I'm not really knowing too much about the classic Mega Man lores. So now we have Tango Man stage. Tango Man, he has a pretty interesting stage. This stage has the first skip in the game. Okay, I got a bad psych, which is the bubble skip. Let's go. Okay, I messed up. Hang on. I think I got a bad setup. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill myself here because I've messed up. So let's just pretend that we just got into the stage again. Let's do it. Let's do it all over so I can show you what it is. Yeah, this can happen sometimes. So okay. There we go. First try. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just like, it's not a hard skip, but sometimes you end up underestimated. So now we have another auto scroller. This is mostly a shmup section. In this first section, I really don't have to pay attention to anything at all. So if we have more donations, that's the good time to read them.
Absolutely, we do have some more donations. So we have a $25 donation from Explain Truck. The ladder is lava. And we have a $100 donation from Chuck Newman. Thanks so much, Chuck. And we also have a $25 donation from Maeve. Hope everyone is having a nice week. Shout out to everyone making this event possible.
Okay, the first shmup auto scroller finish. So this one is one that I kind of have to be a little bit lucky to get a specific partner from the, like, you see those pink balloons, they give you a partner. The one that I want is B. I want him so he can help me quick kill the next mini boss. There we go. There he is, our bird. Now that we have the bird, one interesting thing about B is that it can ignore iframes. And the boss that we are going to fight, the mini boss, is gonna be really Like, it's a really annoying mini boss if you face it with only the Buster, and which is like the extreme backup for it. Like, if we don't get beat in the box, the backup is basically lowering my health so I can get other boxes to see if I can get more chances to get beat. But in case I don't get beat at all, I can just fight the boss on Buster, and it's not gonna be a good thing. It's really slow. So, okay, I'm gonna damage boost into the boss so I can avoid its attacks. Because the contact damage with this mini boss deals less damage than just actually taking the laser shot. So we just take contact damage on it and damage boost. Now we have the second bubble skip. I'm gonna try to concentrate for a little bit so I don't mess this one up. There we go. So, okay, I'm gonna go down here so I can grab this boat. Again, this is an any % run, but we collect boats because we're gonna save quite a lot of time later on. Okay, I'm gonna be setting up for... Now I'm gonna be setting up for a quick kill on Tenguman. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna be using the Mega Ball Jump, and I'm gonna be changing to Ice Wave because it's his weakness. That way. Okay, that was a little bit unlucky there. That's the pattern that we are looking for. Okay, that's... that was good enough. Like, the best pattern that we can get from Tenguman is the one that he always shoots the tornado hold on us, because we can do a lot of damage into him. 40 bolts... Actually, no, this is any %, but it happens that those are the fastest bolts to grab into the run. So we have the route to grab those boats in the run to be able to buy the items later on. So now we're gonna be right at the beginning of Plowman's stage. We're gonna be having more of this rush bike action. We're gonna be having more rush bike. What can I say? I really love rush bike. This is my favorite rush transformation of all time, and we only get to see it in this game. So now what I'm gonna try to do here, I'm gonna try to avoid taking damage to the enemies because I want to carry rush bike all the way through the end of this section. Yeah, I'm gonna get a bad cycle in the trains, but should be good. This section is really slow with our rush bike. Gonna do a small damage boost here, all of this enemy, and after that we have the Clownman mini boss. I don't actually know all the names of the mini boss. I'm sorry about that. I recall that this one is called CC Row. And what this boss can do, it can throw those enemies at us. And the strat that I usually like to do is I damage boost into everything that he throws at you and try to land some Mega Balls on it because it deals more damage. I think it deals like 3 damage on him, while the full charge Buster deals like 3, so Mega Ball is the optimal way to fight this boss. And now we have the second section of Clownman. And this section has this whole gimmick going on the background. As you can see, there is some kind of toy ringing the bell, and whenever that toy rings the bell, something's gonna happen with the boxes. So now we also have Ice Wave. Huge shoutouts to this weapon as well, because it really helps us clean a lot of the level. So now remember that thing that I say about being able to use all the weapons on screen at the same time? That's exactly what happens here. Okay, I messed up the setup for the one cycle here. I'm gonna do this backup instead. So you can actually one cycle this section. But if you mess up like a single input, you gotta try your best to recover it. So I usually go for this. I wait an extra cycle there, and it kind of saves it. Now I have Clownman. I can actually... Okay, I missed it. You can do the first Buster shot on Clownman on the beginning of the fight, but it's pretty tricky. Basically, you have to jump on the very first frame that Clownman starts to move. So now I'm gonna having a bad pattern. We don't want Clownman to use his Thunder Carnival, and oh my god, this is just too much carnivals for me. Okay, that was really unlucky. Oh man, I think that was the worst RNG that I ever seen from Clownman. There's so many carnivals. So that was Clownman. We now got Thunderclaw. And in this game, pretty much similar to Mega Man 7, after we face 4 bosses, we're gonna be fighting... we're gonna be facing like a transition stage. So on this stage, we're gonna be having... It's pretty short actually. Pretty similar to Mega Man 7 as well. You have to go to the Robot Museum. So we're gonna go to this stage and we're gonna be facing Double. Double is also known as the boss with the biggest RNG in the game as well. So now we have Double, and what he can do, he can behave and just jump and punch, or he can keep kicking into every single place in the room. If he does that, he can either kick 1 time, 2 or 4, or like some really crazy amounts. So that was a pretty average RNG, I would say. The strategy that we're looking for is to just use Flash Bomb because it deals 1 damage on him, and Full Charge that deals 3. Other than that, there's not much we can do to optimize this boss fight other than kinda like praying that the boss gives you a good pattern. Now we have a small briefing of the cutscene. Now we're gonna be going to the shop. I'm gonna be careful with my menu there. I don't want to choose a stage by accident. Okay, alright. That's the Hyper Slider. So now that we have the Hyper Slider, basically in this game, you can buy some other upgrades in the game after you finish fighting Double. The game actually gives you more upgrades in the shop. That's why after facing Double, we instantly go to Dr. Light's shop so we can get more items. We can get actually only the Hyper Slider. It's the only useful item in this round. Oh, alright. That was my fault. Okay, that can happen. This level is by far one of the hardest levels to optimize in this game. There's something that also called the money jump in this game that you can do. I'm gonna wait for a little bit here. Okay, that was not what I wanted to do. So I'm probably gonna be game overing on the next screen so I can get more lives back. There's a frame perfect skip that I can do here in the lab. It saves like 15 seconds. But if you miss a single input on there, you can just end up dying. The labyrinth skip saves a little bit of time, but it's not really worth it. Not on a marathon setup, or like if you really want to save a lot of time in the run by risking it. Astroman is a really cool stage. It has also this section here that, even if it's an auto scroller, I need to pay a little bit of attention here because I'm a little bit low on lives. So I'm just gonna be a little bit safe here. I'm gonna see if there's some extra lives there. We're not gonna be grabbing that boat. That boat is not necessary anymore. We don't want more boats in a run. So there we go. That was the Astroman. Okay, I'm gonna go for a trick here called the death jump. And I got it. That was insane. This death jump saves a few frames. I was expecting to actually die doing it so I could get more lives back. I really don't know what to do now that I got it. But let's continue. So there's a chance that we can get an extra life here. Gonna use the Mega Ball jump to skip a little bit of the detour that we're supposed to do. Okay, I missed the weapon. I was supposed to use Ice Wave there, but I used the electric weapon instead. So now we have the Astroman. Astroman can be pretty tricky because he can use Astro Crush, and if he uses Astro Crush, he's gonna be teleporting randomly through the room. We don't want this to happen. So please, Astroman, behave yourself. Don't give us a bad pattern. Okay, he's going... Oh no, Astroman, don't do it. Okay, I'm gonna stay down here because it's a safe spot. So Astroman can be a really annoying boss sometimes because of this pattern. Okay, I'm gonna throw a few bombs on him. Yeah, that was a really bad pattern. The ideal pattern for this boss is the one that Astroman doesn't really do any Astro Crushes at all. But again, it's kind of random whether he's going to Astro Crush or he's going to throw the satellites on you. And now we got Astro Crush. The thing about this game is that you see that I faced Astroman. We didn't have the weakness for Astroman, but actually Flash Bomb deals a lot of damage to Astroman, so we use it. There used to be an outdated and slower route for Mega Man 8 that you would actually face Swordman first, so you could stun lock Astroman with the homing sniper, but it turned out to be slower when they discovered the Astroman, the Swordman manipulation very much. So the amount of time that you lose by going for Swordman first is way more time than you actually loses by using the Flash Bomb on him. So now we have this boss. This boss right here, it can do a lot of things. It can go inside the waterfall. If it goes inside the waterfall like this, we're gonna lose time because we cannot do damage to it. So, okay, that was a bad pattern again. Yeah, it can do this every single time. I used this because I thought it was going to appear above me. It didn't. Yeah, that's the thing about this boss fight. You gotta react to every single attack that the boss does. But if the boss just goes into the waterfall, yeah, you gotta accept that you're not going to be able to damage it. Yeah, exactly. Like, the thing about Mega Man 8 is that it's one of the only Mega Man games that you can swim. Which is a pretty interesting thing. And actually, we only get to see this in this stage. Which is unfortunate. We don't get more water stages throughout the game. So we don't get to see too much of Mega Man swimming. Now I have this thing here. I grabbed an extra health pickup there because I want to be a little bit safe here because there's all this damage boost that I can do here. I'm gonna avoid this damage boost here because I'm low on lives right now, and the thing about Aquaman is the only attack that matters in Aquaman is the first attack. Aquaman can start the boss fight by he can start a fight by jumping in her face, and if he does that, we're gonna have to take the damage, and since we don't have enough lives, it's gonna be a huge time loss. So basically what we're going to do here is pretty self-explanatory. Weakness, charge shots, weakness, charge shots, and that's Aquaman. He's kind of scary because of the fact that he can jump on your face, but if he doesn't do that, we're all good. That was Aquaman, and now we are heading to Swordman. Yeah, he's also called the handsome guy in the American dub of the game. I'm actually playing Japanese. I believe that since I'm playing the Mega Man Legacy Collection, I believe that playing like the Japanese version saves a little bit of time because of the you cannot almost fast forward the dialogues, so it has less text. So he ends up saving a couple frames, I believe. And I'm with 0 lives right now. I hope I don't die accidentally in one of those rooms. And now that I call it, that could probably happen, but should be fine. So now we have this combination with yellow, red, and green. So let's go. Yellow, red, green. Yeah, it's kind of like the worst pattern. The one that we want is the one that is like the 1, 2, 3, pretty much. So now we have the Thunderclaw section. This is a section that is really cool to optimize with both Thunderclaw and Mega Ball. Gonna be using Thunderclaw to its maximum here. Basically what I did there, I used Mega Ball, I used the Thunderclaw while it was jumping. With that, I was able to do a lot of damage to the enemies because Thunderclaw actually ignores iframes if you hit the enemy with the kind of like the cable. Can we call it a cable actually? Gotta be careful here, I went a little bit safe there. Reminder, we have 0 lives right now, so I'm gonna be a little bit careful. There we go. Now we have the Ice Wave section. Ice Wave section, we gotta be careful with the fire here because it can be a little bit tricky to navigate here. Sometimes you get too impatient. Not gonna do a small skip here. I save a couple frames here because I kind of skipped the cutscene where the screen shakes up and the door opens. We don't get to see like the small cutscene. So now I'm gonna set up for a quick kill here. Okay, I already messed up. So I missed a water balloon here. Basically what you want to do in this boss is you want to use water balloons with flash bombs. That was good enough, but that's not what we wanted. We want to kill the boss before this hammer even shows up. But we got pretty close to that, so I'm taking it. And I'm gonna be concentrating a little bit in this section because it's pretty brutal. Alright, that was the first Mega Ball jump. Now the second one. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, that's not good. So basically what we want to do here, we want to get as much health as we can because what I'm going to be setting up now is the manipulation for Swordman. There's a neat thing about Swordman is that he can be manipulated. If he doesn't do the fire slash on the beginning of the fight, if it does, yeah, it's instant time loss. Alright, thank you, Swordman. So I can actually manipulate him a little bit if I go to hit toward his back. Like this. Yeah, that was kind of lucky. If he does the fire slash at the beginning of the fight, at least we can manipulate the rest of the fight, but this is the only attack that we cannot manipulate, and that's the one that Swordman actually gives us. Also, it's kind of hard to stay in the middle of the arena all the time to save the frames at the end, because we kind of want to stay as close to the wall as possible to manipulate him. So that's the downside of kind of trying to manipulate him. All right, now we have Searchman. Searchman has by far one of my favorite Robot Master songs in the entire franchise. I really love Swordman's song. There's also the Saturn version of this, but I kind of prefer the PlayStation version of this song, which turns out to be the version that is on the Mega Man X, on the Legacy Collection. So I really love this musical. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna try my best to not take too much damage here, because damage actually slows us down. So there we go. So there we go. That's the second section of Searchman. I'm gonna be using more of the Ice Wave here to save a couple seconds again, keeping all the enemies in our path, because Ice Wave is really useful in that regard. Gonna do it once again here just to be able to kill the monkey. I'm just gonna be trying to not spawn too many birds on screen here. So basically here you want to do a specific movement to not spawn a lot of birds on screen. So there you go. That section can be scary though, because as always, as we all know in Mega Man games, the spikes are insta-kill. And yeah, we don't want to touch them. Okay, I missed the thing, no problem. Okay, now we have Searchman. Searchman can do two things. He can shoot us, or he can enter the bushes. We don't want him to enter the bushes. If he does that, we're gonna lose a little bit of time, because we need to figure out which bush he landed on. And there we go, triple bushes. Yeah, that was... I'm calling out... I think I'm kind of calling out the RNGs here. Kind of looks like it. Like, I say that he can go to the bushes, and he literally did it 3 times in a row. There you go, that was Searchman, and now we are heading out to the end game. We're now heading out to the Wily stages. We finished the 8 Robo Masters. So now we are on the Wily stages. So this first Wily stage is pretty much an auto-scroller on the first part. So I think we can actually read a couple of donations here, if we have them. Because other than that, I'm just gonna be trying to avoid all the death hazard the game gonna put on my way here.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
All right.
All right. Welcome back. We ran into some technical issues. It appears as though someone may have tripped over a power cord. But in any event, we are going to throw it back over to Kiwami for the Mega Man 8 run.
All right. Are we back? So yeah, we had a few technical issues, so I ended up pausing here We don't miss much. We just had a little bit of platforming here and there, and I'm now on the boss. So yeah, I'm gonna be counting down from the start menu. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. So okay, there we are. I'm gonna be grabbing this extra life here because I'm also gonna be setting up for a death warp later on. So I need to have the extra life just in case. So I'm gonna try to also do an early hit in this boss. See if I can get it. Okay, I miss it. You can actually early hit the boss, saves a couple seconds. Can be kind of tricky to do. So this boss is basically a cocoon. We want to hit it with the Mega Ball. It's the only way that we can do as much damage as we can on it. There is a buster, like you can actually buster only this boss, but you need a specific upgrade to do it, and it takes a while. Okay, I missed the hit. That was not good. I'll be having to miss an extra cycle here. So this boss is pretty much RNG based. There's not much we can do about bad patterns here. Other than destroying the things. Okay, that was the fight. It could have been faster if I managed to skip that final cycle. It can be a pretty tricky boss to optimize because you gotta angle your Mega Balls on the right place. That's the thing about this game actually. I think not many people know that you can actually angle your Mega Ball holding up. If you hold up, you can actually angle it. And it's only useful in this specific boss fight. So right now we have this entirely vertical section. Kind of cool that we do have a way to get rid of those vertical sections though. So I'm gonna try to do here. Okay, I killed the Sniper Joe. So alright, now we have this shim-up section here. There's not gonna be much going on here. I'm just gonna be trying to get really low health here, or to set up for the death warp later. So other than that, we can read a couple donations here. We have them.
Of course. Yeah, so actually I do want to remind you about some of the bids going on right now. So for Eat Girl, we have a $2,000 goal to meet. We're currently sitting at, let me just give it a quick refresh. It looks like we are sitting at $615 out of that $2,000 goal. And as far as donations go, we have a $25 donation from Daver Boy with no comment. And we have a $100 donation from Fast B. Thanks so much.
Alright, now that we finished the auto-scroller, we have this mini-boss. This is Bikeling, and this has to be one of the most annoying bosses in this game because of RNG. The boss can either open its legs or its arms. If it opens arms, we can do a lot of damage to it. So, okay, that was a good pattern. So I want him to open his arms every time. Let's see. Okay, that was good enough. I missed the shard shot. Oh, I ended up missing the Astro Crush as well. Okay, he opened everything. That's the most optimal pattern. You can actually two-cycle this boss if you get arms and legs on the very first cycle of the fight. This can happen. But it was a really good RNG, like considering marathon setup and everything. So now we finish Wily 2. We have Wily 3. Wily 3 is a kind of short stage, but there's no auto-scrollers in this one. It's mostly platforming. And even if it's short, it's a kind of tricky stage to optimize. Because we have the monkeys again. We have sniper jolters. We have pretty much everything that this game has to offer to us at that point. So I'm gonna be going a little bit safe here. This is actually not the most optimal way to do this section. Like, you grab a lot of ladders here. I'm gonna damage boost into the missiles here. That is the one that I feel more comfortable about doing. There's quite a lot of damage boost in this stage, that's why it's can be kind of hard to optimize. So now we have Bass and Trouble, also known as Forte and Gosperu in Japanese. So this boss takes 1 damage from every single weapon in the game, other than the full charge that it deals 2. So we want to just trying our best to keep doing triple charges on him whenever we can. Gonna do also this threat that I basically charge while he's taking damage from another weapon, because that's something that we can do in this game. And he's not in a good position right now. I want him to go to the right. Okay, that's more like it. If he dies on the left, you see that he has this whole animation that he's just too weak and going back to its original position. And if he dies on the left, he's gonna go all the way to the right, and we're gonna lose a lot of time by having it. So okay, now I'm gonna be really careful with this section here. This is by far one of the hardest sections in this game, and I'm not even joking about it. This can be a really tricky section to optimize. I'm gonna take it a little bit slow here. Okay, I have 5 flash bombs. Should be good enough. I only need 2 anyway. So this is Green Devil, and by far this is the hardest of the devils on the franchise. That actually is the easiest. Sorry, it's not the hardest. We can 2-cycle it, and there's also manipulation that we can do if we stay close to the blobs like this. It's gonna always do this pattern, so it's pretty consistent. So now he's gonna open up again with a flash bomb, and that's the cycles, just like that. Pretty okay. Yeah, as much as I'm not really a huge fan of purple, I would say that Bass has one of the coolest looking designs in the franchise. Like, he looks like a straight up Mega Man rival, and that's cool. That's the best thing about him. So let's go. As every Mega Man game ever, we have refights. Because we have the culture of having refights in every game. So this game is no exception. We have refights. And we're gonna be starting with Swordman. Because Swordman, as I said earlier on, there's a manipulation that we can do here. So I'm gonna be trying to manipulate him. Okay, that didn't work out because he ended up getting stunned by a specific attack there. There's a thing that can happen with Swordman. Every attack that we do on him, there's a chance that it's gonna stun him. And if that happens, it's kind of harder to manipulate him. You know, I gotta love how gentle my Mega Man is in this fight. Like, he could just hit Swordman legs during the fight, but Mega Man doesn't do that. You know, he gotta fight fair. And no, pretty much all the boss fights are going to happen on the same way that they already happened before, so I don't think there's gonna be anything new. So if we do have a couple donations, that's a really good time to read them.
All right, absolutely. We have $200 from Anziokani. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Education is how we make a better world possible. Thanks for the great event and for raising money for this incredibly important cause. Thanks so much for your donation. We have a $10 donation from Antha. Having a rough day and GDQ always makes things better. So let's hit that any % incentive for Eat Girl. I agree. And as far as Eat Girl goes, we are at we are at $625 out of $2,000. Eat Girl is just after Bonk's Adventure, so if you want to see that, make sure you get those donations in. The true pure any % is what we are bidding for.
And now we have a small difference against the Grenade Man boss fight, is that the first time that we faced Grenade Man, we didn't have its weakness. So we're gonna be using it. Okay, what I'm trying to set up there, if you kill Grenade Man while the floor is floating, he doesn't drop a health, and you save a couple seconds by doing it. Yeah, we're only 2 boss fights away from facing Dr. Wily. Gonna see if we do get a bad pattern on Calman this time. So I can okay, that's better. Oh, no Carnival. Yeah, the thing is, it's very much RNG if the Calman is gonna be using Internet Carnival. So now we have Tengu. Tengu can be kind of tricky. I'm not gonna be doing the advanced strat for him because I have 0 lives right now, and I don't want to kill this run right when we finish all the refights. So I'm just gonna damage boost at the beginning, and that's pretty much gonna be it. Just gonna be attacking him with a Buster. Okay, that was... Oh, yeah, he kept going left and right. So yeah, that was all the 8 Robomaster boss fights. So now we're gonna be going to fight Dr. Wily. This is Wild Machine number 8 because, yeah, the thing about the Mega Man games is that Mega Man 1 has Wild Machine number 1, 2, number 2, 3, and it keeps going until we get more classic games. So that's kind of the tradition, you know. Dr. Wily is limited to doing 1 machine every game, and then he uses the same capsule every time. So now we're gonna have we have Proto Man rescuing us. So this boss fight I'm gonna be charging up triple charge. I'm gonna be using both Flame Sword and Astro Crush to avoid taking damage to the Souls. The thing about this boss fight is that we don't wanna get hit by the by the projectiles because we want to keep a certain amount of health for the Wily Capsule. Different from Mega Man 7, no. The Wily Capsule in this game is way much forgiving than it was in 7. Like, but it can still be a tricky fight. So I'm gonna try my best to concentrate here, not mess up my attacks here. But also get ready on time when I deal the final hit on the Wily Capsule, which I'm gonna be calling out real soon. We're just a couple hits away. Alright, I can stop worrying this time because it doesn't matter too much if I take hits now. I have quite a lot of health to work with. So, okay, that's gonna be... Okay, this is the last hit, so... Time! There you go, that was Mega Man 8, and... I believe that we actually got... I think we got under an hour, probably. Might be under an hour.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The time is 54:43.
Yeah, actually, it's a really good time, all things considered. We got really bad RNG throughout the run, but I'm happy that I could showcase this game in a marathon. I really love this game. I used to play this a lot when I was a kid, and when I saw the speedrun of this game back in GDQ itself, like I fell in love with it. So anyway, I'm gonna be heading out. Thanks everyone for having me in the marathon. Everyone that got hype in the chat for all the things in the run. And that's it. Enjoy the marathon and, keep supporting the cause.
All right, thanks so much, Kiwami. Mega Man 8 is always a great run to watch. I always love my Mega Man runs. All right, we have a couple donations coming in here. This one is from BZ Archer. $25. Love this event. Keep pushing for that Celeste run. We have a $100 donation from Kenners that says, yay Malala, yay Fleet Fatales, yay GDQ, yay speedruns. Yay indeed. And we have another $10 anonymous donation with no comment. So thank you, Anonymous. And we'll be right back just after this quick ad. Okay, and now we are going to hear a quick couple words from Malala Fund.
वेलकम बैक असमीन कराम। हमारा प्रोग्राम है तालीम हमारा बुनियादी हक, और इस हवाले से जज्बा एफएम के स्टूडियो से हमारी मोहतरमा उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल साहिबा साइकोप की एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हैं।
जी अफसर साहब, हमारा यही मैसेज है और हम इस मैसेज को जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुंचाना चाहते हैं कि अपनी बच्चियों को जो है ना वो तालीम दिलवाएं, और हम ये चाहते हैं कि हर बच्ची स्कूल में 12 साल तक रहे।
Pakistan is very close to my heart. It is my home country. My activism started in Pakistan, and this is the country where I want to see every girl in school, because I was once there and I could not get my education, and many girls are still deprived of education there. When I meet the champions in Pakistan, it gives me hope. I can see these amazing people who are working in the most deprived and marginalized communities, who are helping girls who may not be able to get any opportunity to complete their education if these activists are not there to support them.
मेरा नाम उम्मे कुलसूम सियाल है और मैं एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर हूँ साइकोप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से। मैं 96 से जो है इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ काम कर रही हूँ। हमारा मकसद सिर्फ यही है कि हम जो वल्नरेबल कम्युनिटीज़ हैं हम उनको अपलिफ्ट कर सकें, उनके लिए काम कर सकें। चूँकि मुजफ्फरगढ़ जो है साउथ पंजाब का बहुत दूर दराज का एरिया है और डिप्राइव्ड एरिया भी है, तो इसलिए हम यहाँ पर ज़्यादातर हमारा एजुकेशन पे ये काम है कि हम जो बच्चियाँ स्कूलों में नहीं जाती उनके लिए काम कर सकें, स्कूलों की इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए काम कर सकें, लॉबिंग कर सकें, एडवोकेसी कर सकें। हम जिस काम के लिए आए हैं वो बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो यहाँ पर क्या आपके यहाँ रिवाज है कि जब बच्ची प्राइमरी कर लेती है तो उसको स्कूलों में जाने देते हैं आगे? 23-24 साल पहले जब आप देखें कि इस इलाके में ख़वातीन का बाहर निकलना भी मायूस समझा जाता था। यहाँ मुजफ्फरगढ़ में ख़ास तौर पर लोग गरीब हैं, यहाँ पर जो एक्सेस है स्कूलों की तरफ वो भी थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करती है। ज़्यादा दूर तक बच्चियों को नहीं जाने देते। जब तक बच्ची तीसरी चौथी तक पढ़ती है तो वो अपने बहन भाइयों के साथ मिल के चली जाती है, लेकिन जो ही बच्ची थोड़ा बड़ी होती है तो वो फिर माँ बाप जो उसको उठवा लेते हैं, ड्रॉप आउट हो जाता है। मलाला फंड के साथ हम एक प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन और उसकी क्वालिटी एजुकेशन के ऊपर। हमने कुछ जो बच्चियां हैं एडवोकेट्स समझ लें, हमने बनाई हैं, खुद भी पढ़ रही हैं, स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो सब बच्चियां, और वो भी कोशिश करती हैं कि कोई बच्ची अगर ड्रॉप आउट है उनके जानने वालों में, उनके इर्द गिर्द में, वो ना सिर्फ हमें इन्फॉर्म करती हैं बल्कि वो खुद भी उनको मोटिवेट कर रही होती हैं।
मेरे फादर की डेथ हो गई थी तो फिर अम्मी ने मुझे नहीं पढ़ने दिया, तो उन्होंने कहा बस आप घर में ही रहो, क्योंकि ज़िम्मेदारी बहुत ज़्यादा थी तो घर ही बैठ। फिर मेरी एक दोस्त है दुआ फातिमा, उसने मेरी मम्मा से बात की तो फिर मेरी मम्मा ने मुझे स्कूल आने दिया।
विमेन काउंसलर जो हमारे लोकल गवर्नमेंट के साथ अटैच है, हमने उनको भी लूप में लिया हुआ है, हम उनकी भी ट्रेनिंग करवाते हैं। यही कोशिश है हमारी कि हम ग्रास रूट लेवल से लेकर जो हमारी डिमांड्स है उसको पॉलिसी लेवल तक, पॉलिसी मेकर्स तक पहुंचा सकें।
अब मेरी कुछ तसल्ली हो जाती है इनके साथ काम करके। मैं घर में भी जाती हूँ लोगों को समझाने के लिए कि स्कूल चाहे दूर सही लेकिन प्राइमरी स्कूल तक बच्चियों को लाजमी लाएं। कोई नहीं, कुछ सफ़र ही करना पड़ेगा ना, लेकिन बच्चियों की तालीम बहुत ज़रूरी है।
लाला फंड उन्होंने एक अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है वो हमें दी है और हम सब ने उसे अवेल भी किया है। ना सिर्फ हम जो चैंपियंस हैं अपनी कैपेसिटी बिल्ड करें, बल्कि हम चैंपियंस जो है अपने अपने लेवल पर बैठ कर हम लोगों के साथ मिलकर, उनके साथ मिलकर हम काम कर सकें बच्चों के एजुकेशन पे। तो काफ़ी बच्चियां हमारे कहने पे स्कूलों में इनरोल भी हुई हैं, लेकिन अभी भी बहुत काम करने की ज़रूरत है। अगर अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मिले तो मैं समझती हूँ कि ज़्यादा हीरे जो हैं वो निकल कर आ सकते हैं हमारे पास।
All right. Welcome back to Fleet Fatales 2020. We are going to take it over to Rithen, who is going to be running Sammy Circuit.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sammy. Yeah, this game is great, and I hope everyone will enjoy